Sheryl Swoopes wants this referee fired. She wants him fired.
There could be a variety of reasons as to why the referee called security. Dijonai Carrington has a history of losing her temper.
Caitlin Clark's eye out has security called on her by ref. That's right. The referee had to call security.
Sheryl Swoopes just dropped a bombshell defending Dijonai Carrington after her heated post-game moment. But here's the twist. This is the same Hall of Famer who's ripped players, like Caitlin Clark, for far less. Why the sudden double standard? And what did Carrington even say that sent the referee scrambling for security? Let's break down exactly what went down and why the backlash is so intense.
She's the pretend basketball player who accidentally poked Caitlin Clark in the eye last year.
Of course, Dijonai Carrington, her claim to fame is, of course, the eye gouge heard around the world.
Kindly please like the video and subscribe to the channel to support us. Why is Sheryl Swoopes, of all people, defending Dijonai Carrington in this heated situation? That's the question fans and players are asking after everything went down. Let's set the stage. The exchange started after a tough loss. Carrington, visibly frustrated, approached the referee to discuss a call. What happened next caught everyone off guard. The referee, mid-conversation, requested security, claiming they felt uncomfortable. Within minutes, online reactions blew up, with fans calling it an overreaction. Others were quick to label Carrington's behavior out of line and even aggressive. And then Swoopes, yes, Sheryl Swoopes, jumped into the conversation. She didn't just defend Carrington, she came in strong. Swoopes took to social media saying, "If this man was scared and needed security, maybe he shouldn't be officiating." But what really stood out was when she added, "Security when I'm literally having a civil conversation is insane."
Particular referee, he was terrified of DJ Carrington and he asked for security to intervene.
Because she didn't like that, Caitlin Clark got knocked over or something and flew out of the way.
According to Dijonai Carrington, WNBA officials, referees, they are also guilty of this heinous crime.
Her defense hit like a shockwave because, let's be honest, Swoopes isn't known for holding back when it comes to calling out problematic behavior. In fact, not too long ago, Swoopes heavily criticized Caitlin Clark during a post-game interview, slamming her for what she described as poor sportsmanship and a lack of respect for opponents. So why the sudden change of tone for Carrington? It's not like Carrington hasn't been at the center of controversy before. Remember the infamous eye poke incident with Caitlin Clark? That moment alone led to weeks of debates about her intense playing style, some calling it passion, while others said it crossed the line.
As the exchange, maybe he wanted a witness because he was worried that he would later be accused of mythical racism.
Go right here. Here it is. Right here. Just here. And then she acts like an idiot. And we've seen her act like an idiot.
Even with that being the case, I doubt this referee was worried about any kind of physicality. In fairness to Dijonai Carrington.
Now, with Swoopes backing her so publicly, people are questioning if her judgment is consistent. Is there something personal here? Or is she giving Carrington a pass because this situation taps into a bigger issue, like how players, especially women of color, are unfairly labeled in emotional moments? Either way, the backlash towards Swoopes has been just as intense as it's been toward Carrington. What's clear is that Swoopes' defense is adding fuel to an already blazing fire. This isn't just about Carrington anymore, it's becoming a bigger conversation about fairness, bias, and what's acceptable in the league. But what does this mean for Carrington's reputation moving forward?
Gentile area, let me just, you see this guy? The ref asked this dude to step out here.
Over the offseason, DJ Carrington was traded to the Dallas Wankers from the Female Sons of Connecticut.
Is the WNBA struggling to keep its players and officials on the same page when it comes to behavior on and off the court? The Dijonai Carrington incident has fans and critics debating exactly that. Picture this. A post-game moment turns tense as Carrington approaches the referee for what should have been a simple discussion. Instead, the ref calls for security. And just like that, It wasn't about the game anymore. It became a question of boundaries, professionalism, and even safety. But why did the referee escalate it? Was it out of fear? Or was it about making a statement, protecting themselves in a situation they thought might spiral? Here's where things get murky. Incidents like these tap into a much bigger issue for the league. The WNBA is walking a tightrope between letting players express their emotions and ensuring the referees aren't put in uncomfortable situations. And when a disagreement ends with a referee asking for security, it feels like something's seriously broken in that balance. It's not the first time we've seen tensions like this on the court, but this time, the stakes feel higher because the setting, right after the final buzzer, adds a layer of unpredictability.
And needed security. He should never be able to ref again. This can't be real. The fuck?
Telling me that the Wankers had to sacrifice a lot for the services of DJ Carrington.
Look, he felt something. He felt something was amiss. Of course, Sheryl Swoopes.
Now, opinions are split. Some fans are saying Carrington's reaction was blown out of proportion, arguing her passion during a hard-fought game was misunderstood. Others believe this is part of a broader pattern, pointing out that this isn't the first time Carrington's intensity has made headlines. But Swoopes' decision to defend her has made things even messier. Swoopes is an icon in the game, and when she called the referee's need for security insane, her comment seemed to shift the focus. What does it say about the WNBA's messaging on player conduct if one of its most respected voices goes against the usual calls for accountability? Here's where things take another turn. People online started tossing around the term microaggression, suggesting the ref's actions reflected subtle biases against Carrington. It's added an entirely new dimension to the discussion. So, how will the WNBA respond? Could this force the league to rethink its policies on behavior, officiating, and even its public image? The answer might reveal a lot more than anyone expects. The Dijonai Carrington incident isn't just about one heated moment. It highlights the WNBA's growing pains, exposing the tension between allowing players to show emotion and keeping professionalism intact.
Stan Caitlin Clark, whether it's Angel Reese or Dijonai Carrington or any of these folks, she gonna run in.
She was providing value on the court. DJ Carrington is providing value in a far more important aspect.
Security, when I'm literally having a civil conversation, is insane. Mind you, he called security over there.
The referee's choice to call for security raises questions about fairness and the dynamics between players and officials, and Sheryl Swoopes' defense of Carrington complicates things further. Was this really about behavior, or does a deeper bias come into play? What do you think? Should Carrington be disciplined, or was the referee's reaction overblown? And where does the league draw the line between passion and what's considered unprofessional?